Okay, so today we're going to talk about the management transfer checklist. This is for onboarding new properties. So as you can see, we're going to start onboarding Westcourt, and Westcourt we haven't received any information yet for this, so we're going to try to wing it the best we can. Over to the left of this checklist, by the way, resides on Google Drive. And over on the left here, there are different sections for who the checklist applies to. So Paul is in the red here. He takes care of all these issues. And I basically fill this information in up here. My mouse is doing something weird today, so it may be running around. I take care of these little issues here, but then if you toggle down, you'll see the manager in blue here has this list of things which we will go over, Sarah, in a minute. I'm going to go over these things with you.
Okay.
And then Andy does these couple of things. Bill sets things up in Strong Room and does these couple of things. Danielle and Lonnie take care of these issues as far as getting the bank set up. I take care of all of these issues, making sure I'm collecting information from the prior management company. If you can see over here, as we've toggled down, I always put in who I contact, their email address, and when I've sent them information. So already I've requested documents from them. Excuse me, I have to turn off my phone here.
That's all right.
1 second, because all I hear are rings. Forgive me about that. Okay, so as you can see right here, I've already sent her a request on 11/2. I haven't heard anything back. It is very early. I always like to get a jump start on these things. So really, the best way to kind of find out where we stand on onboarding a property is this checklist. So instead of having to call me or Savannah or Paul or anyone, we can just look and see, well, has that been done? Has that been done? And this just saves us a million hours
Right.
and a lot of energy to just have this checklist. So as you can see, I'm going to speak about myself and what my tasks are here. So as you can see, I've sent this and I've received nothing because it's all blank, right? So as soon as I start receiving things in, I check those in on this checklist. Savannah, same thing. She always does this, so she colors it real bright so she can figure out where she's at. And so when she's done, she does the same, and Lori and Jenny and so forth. Actually, that's going to change. That should be Julianne. In fact, I'm going to do that right now since we're on the phone. And which I'll have to talk to her about. So yeah, so that's what this whole spreadsheet is for. So we basically look at our column, we find out what's been done, what needs to be done, and so forth. So this is you, Sarah, and so basically it sounds like you're already getting ready to do these steps. So I think you've already marked it. Good. So you've reviewed the governing docs. I don't know where you got those.
So I had her send them to me because I met with her and we talked
beautiful.
through everything. Yeah.
So you did meet with her. Did you tour the property?
No, we just did a Zoom meeting.
Great.
Because I'll be attending their board meeting tomorrow night.
Well, there you go. See,
so I wanted to
board
kind of get ahead.
meeting scheduled for, so tomorrow's 11th, right? 11,
Yeah,
20.
I'll just be a guest. The first one with Collins will be in January, but I'll get that scheduled also.
But at least you can keep track of those things here. And so send introduction letter reviewed by Eagle Eye, and Paul always wants to have the board review the introduction letter, and which I'm going to show you in just a minute.
Okay.
Talk to Savannah, let them know if they have a website to include web letters with the intro letter. So you have to talk to her about that. Okay. Notify the CPA. So you can see with these different tasks that some are probably later than the others. So you have to just use your judgment to see, if you happen to be talking to the CPA, their CPA, then maybe you can include them. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
just use your judgment in um, uh, doing these tasks. One of the things that Paul wanted to cover was the info sheet. So now updating and creating an info sheet, they may have their own.
Mhm.
I don't know. I won't know until I get the files. So if we go and look, let's see, I don't know what was the last property we did. So eucalyptus was the last, but 2170 Vallejo, I think. So if I look, so what'll happen? So first of all, this is the Z drive. First of all, here is Westcourt I've created. I'm also going to create a new folder for transition. That means anything I receive from the previous management company will go in this folder. Everything goes in here.
Okay.
Okay. Um, so if we just, for instance, if we just go up and look at 2170 Vallejo, which we just onboarded here recently. I'm gonna pull this aside. And we look in this transition folder, there's a horde of information. So this is what they've given me so far. And in here, I think she had given me an info sheet. So and obviously you know what info sheets are, you
Right.
know. So once usually typically when I and of course other management companies name things completely different than us.
Right.
So I examine the material I get from the previous management company. I then go to the transition folder um, that I'm transitioning to. I put those documents in there and then I read them because some of them are like, you know, um, they're all in code or something, like I can never figure it out. So I open them and figure out what they are and then I rename them.
Right.
I'll say that this looks like an info sheet. So, and then, so what you would do then is take that info sheet, obviously, which since we're doing a little bit of training, I'm going to go do, since we hold our info sheets on the Y drive, info sheets. And yeah, here's the one that she gave me. It was on an Excel sheet. So she basically had, you know,
A vendor list.
a vendor list basically is
Yeah.
what she had as an info sheet. So it looks like Lonnie has created one. So
Mhm.
that's what she did. She put in the address, how many units, blah, 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 who manages the board. We want to make sure that the board is when the next meeting is, who the insurance agent is, that kind of thing. Of course, anything that is particular to the property, who does the elevators, who
Mhm.
does the garbage service, who are these people, all these vendors that take care of this property. So it looks like she's already created that, which is really great. So that's one of the tasks you'll need to do, because since you're going to be so intimately involved with the transition, as far as um, um, meeting with contractors, meeting with the previous manager, that kind of thing, you'll be more familiar than we will. So you'll have to create the info sheet, except and unless if the previous management, which I know is Vicky, she will send over her documents. I will look at them. If I find an info sheet, I'll name it. Looks like an info sheet, and then you can take it from there and
Okay.
then just kind of transform it.
Okay.
So I've already started a newsletter for you. So basically, I took the last newsletter that we used, which has the most updated information. I am going to make this bigger so we can see it better. Um, and, so one of the things you'll need to do is give me a picture of yourself, which I know are always pretty because you're very
Uh,
pretty. And we'll put that here. I can show you the one, like the one that Stephanie did for eucalyptus was really nice. Let's see. We just did this one. Intro newsletter, intro news, final draft. This is what hers looked like. So she just put a little picture and then a whole bio. on, so you can go back to Eucalyptus and kind of read what she wrote. And, Janine has written some bios, read what they've written
Okay.
and just put something together about yourself. Like, you aspire to be, this, you've been a manager for this long,
Okay.
you enjoy your children and, living in the Bay Area and, like
I have
just,
one like that,
yeah.
kind of.
So
I'll tweak it.
yeah, just do a bio of yourself. Let's go back to our Westcourt and newsletter. It's always making sure we're at the right place so we don't save things in the wrong place. So I basically took the Eucalyptus newsletter and went in here and changed the names. I know we start January 1st, 2021. I did it really fast. I want to tell you that.
Okay.
So you may have to just double check everything that I've written here to make sure that it says Westcourt and not Eucalyptus, since I did that. But basically, it's kind of all written. So the one thing that you will have to figure out is and typically before a fiscal year end, we supply coupons or we supply a statement so they can pay their dues. At this point, it looks to me like once we get this information, I will do a rush order on coupon books. So they'll have a coupon book for the January through December 2021. I'm assuming they're on a December 31st fiscal year end.
Yes.
Okay, so they will have already received their budget because she needs to get it out before the end of this month, and the previous management. And so we will know what their dues are and we can get their coupon books to them right away. So this information here may be correct. Excuse me, pardon me, in this bottom section here about their assessments. So this may be correct. So within the next 2 weeks, you will receive a coupon book in the mail for the 2021 fiscal year, blah, blah, blah. Now, just, basically what you need to do is check that for accuracy. If you talk to them and you find out, oh my gosh, this association doesn't want coupon books at all, they just want statements every month, then we have to modify this paragraph down here. But we won't know that because that's something that you're going to have to look. The other thing too would be to maybe take a picture of the association or the sign or something like that. I know Westcourt is part of Hilltop Village.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to, or if you want to include something like that in this intro newsletter. There may be actually, we may have an old, I don't know, just Valley Park have an old, no, that we've had Valley Park for so long, but there may be something in here that we could find, or you can speak with someone else who has one of the like Janine, she's a manager for Valley Park, and just say, should I mention this? And I mean, even if it's just a small paragraph, it might be worth mentioning that, this is Westcourt. Remember to pay your Hilltop Village dues where they, go.
Right.
So that they don't think all of a sudden they're paying their Hilltop Village dues here.
Yes.
Okay, and the second page is just more of the same. They're talking about, their monthly assessments, some online banking information. We've modified this part for Alliance Association Bank. I have changed things down here to Westcourt. Please check my work. Like I said, I did this really fast. And the dates. And then I also don't know if they have a web portal or not. You'll have to check the contract. So that's what this paragraph would do to explain to them. And then electronic transmission or questions and concerns. So that's basically pretty plain, straightforward stuff there. Third page, same thing. It's just in case of emergency, contact information, check my work. What's our role? What do we do? And I'm saying this goes out in December, but if we get it out at the very end of November, we can put November there. We can modify that.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what your intro letter is. And so once this is done, once it's all done, and you have done your little bio and put your picture there, and if you need help with that, let me know. I can help you.
Okay.
Then this newsletter then goes to Susan Nelson, and
Mm-hmm.
Susan Nelson will then check it for errors. Once she checks it, she'll tell you, okay, this is done. She'll leave it back in the folder as edited. And then that's when you would send the entire package to your board.
Okay, the
Okay,
entire package, so the
the entire
introduction.
package. So basically I'll show you what that is. So we're going to go back up here to eucalyptus because we just did this. So the intro newsletter package would include the final draft, the final reviewed. She'll say reviewed. She reviewed it, and she puts it in a PDF format. So she
Mm-hmm.
reviewed it. We want to include the owner-tenant info sheet. So we're going to have to create one of those, real
Okay.
simple.
Mm-hmm.
And the electronic consent form,
Mm-hmm.
very easy. We'll create one of those. And so then we take that and the newsletter, after Susan's edited it, put those all together and say, dear board, this is the introduction letter that we intend to send to the membership, the homeowners association. Please let us know if you agree or if you have any questions or changes or comments. And please respond back to me by, always give them a date to respond
Mm-hmm.
because,
Yes.
this is a
Yeah.
very timely issue. So we have to get it out so that we can let the membership know. So just give them a day to respond. And if they say it's a go, great. Once it's a go, then you would take that package, right, with all those components of that package and a copy cover sheet, give it to Julianne, and she'll copy it and send it out to the membership.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So
if they have a web letter, does that go out at the same time?
correct.
So
Correct.
she will work with Savannah on that?
You would have to remind her. You would have to
Okay.
put that in. In fact, you would copy Savannah in. You would have to let Savannah know.
Okay.
You would say, dear Julianne, here is the introduction package for Westcourt. Savannah will cooperate with you to get the web letters to include with this package because Savannah will print those separately.
Right.
And then you have to remind her, remember the
The
web letters,
addresses.
the addresses have to match the label
Yes.
on this. Yes, you have to remind her of that.
Okay.
Because the web letters will come out with their addresses on it, right?
Right.
So she can't just stuff those into an
Nope.
envelope and then,
I
paste a
remember.
random, yeah, can't just paste a random label on there. She has to match the labels with the
Correct.
letter. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, so I'm gonna just save that and leave that there. So that's practically done. It's about 3/4 done. You have to read it over, get your picture, get the picture of the sign, and then get, just make sure that information is correct in there. And the other thing, of course, we can't send that, which is why which is why I try to get a jump start on this. We can't send that until Savannah and I do the condo manager setup.
Right.
So, which means that we need a roster ASAP,
Okay.
So personally, I prefer that the previous management company has one contact. Okay, like I know that you've already conferred with Vicki over here at Westcourt, but I have sent her, and I told her on the letter that I sent her, which you can find at Y Transition of Management and Management Transition Letter, I believe that was the second. Yep, that's when I did it. Dear Vicki, and then I say, this is what we need. These are all the things that we need, and you may be contacted by various members of our staff and the assigned manager, Sarah. So
Mm-hmm.
she knows she's going to be contacted with you, but for just organizational purposes, I would rather all the information come to me as far as
Yes.
the documents and all that stuff, because if you get something and I don't, then I'm not checking that off my list. So
Right.
that's why I kind of like to keep a little bit of tight control over this, because otherwise, you'll get this and she knows Savannah, so she'll send her that,
Right.
and it just is crazy making, because I'll be sitting here going, where's the such and such? Where's the such and such? And, she'll say, well, I
Yes.
sent that to Savannah, and it's like,
Yes. So if you're going to follow up with her, that's fine. The only things that I received from her were things that I requested
oh
just
yeah, no,
to
no, no.
prepare for being at the board meeting tomorrow and meeting the board.
Oh yeah, yeah. No
So
problem at
yeah,
all.
yeah,
No
yeah, yeah.
problem at all.
But
But
I agree, because
yeah,
otherwise things will fall
exactly.
through the cracks completely.
Exactly. And just, you might want to put a little bug in her ear,
Hmm.
um, you know, tomorrow when you see her, that I've already requested some information from her. So,
Yes. And she did acknowledge that when I spoke with her,
oh
when I
good.
met with her.
Perfect.
I think she was just finishing up some budget work. She was overwhelmed at the time, so I think
Oh
that
yeah.
she knows, and it was
Okay.
working on it. And she even acknowledged that she hadn't gotten
Okay.
you things yet. So
Well, hold on a second. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. And thank you very much, everybody, for listening.